So I want to take a look at some tweets from David Bakhtiari that he posted in the past day that seem to indicate his plan for the future. He's been dealing with knee injuries for the past couple seasons. It all started with that ACL tear back in December of 2020. Misses that almost the whole next season. Played in, I think, one game. Played in 10 or 11 games in 2022. And then this season plays one game against Chicago. That knee issue flared up, had some cartilage issues, and then had to have another surgery, which ended his season in 2023. And so now there is some uncertainty as to what is going to happen in his future because of his contract situation, because of the fact that he is 32 years old. But here's what he had to say. So he starts off with a tweet here saying, have a day about Jordan Love in his past 3 games. And then under Brandon here says, Dave, please come back next season and take this team to the next level. David Bakhtiari says, that's the plan. So David Bakhtiari's plan seems to be to return to Green Bay in 2024 after his knee is fully healed. And I think when we look at that idea, the question is, do the Packers want that to happen? Because it sounds like Bakhtiari does want that to happen. But the Packers are going to have to take a look at the contract, which he will be in the final year. He has a $40.46 million cap hit in 2024, which is absolutely massive. Bakhtiari even mentioned this offseason that something would have to happen. They would have to rework at the contract, get some kind of extension to lower that cap hit, because there's just no way the Packers are going to go forward with that kind of cap hit from Bakhtiari in 2024. If they do decide to release him, that would free up about $21.5 million. He would still have a $19.08 million dead cap hit in 2024 for the Packers. The thing is, if you are Brian Gutekunst and you're having to try to make a decision here, unfortunately for Bakhtiari, his knee issues continue to flare up. I hope that this is the final time. Hopefully he can still maybe play a couple seasons in the NFL, but so far there just hasn't been any smooth sailing with this injury. And so if you're Brian Gutekunst, it's pretty risky if you're going to try to maybe give him some kind of extension. I assume it would be cheaper just because of his injury history and his injury problems. And if I had to make a guess right now, my guess would be the Packers release Bakhtiari to clear up $21.5 million, because my guess would be is that they're probably worried about his knee and whether or not he could get back to his peak form and be able to stay healthy for a whole season. And I would assume they move forward with some young talent. Rasheed Walker's played pretty, I'd say solid. He's 43rd of 82 tackles when it comes to PFF grade, so he's about middle of the pack when it comes to tackles in the NFL, which is not bad for a 7th-round talent. They've also been switching in Josh Nijman occasionally the past few weeks. They could draft a tackle, and I just think it's unlikely, in my opinion, for the Packers to bring Bakhtiari back. I'm mostly leaning toward him being released, but it sounds like he does want to return. So maybe if he can prove to the Packers his knee is healthy, they can work some kind of extension. That's technically a possibility, but I would think it's more likely that the other would occur. But that is it for this video. If you want more Packers updates like this, feel free to subscribe down below.